Hi, we're here at Apex in Las Vegas, and I'm here with Jeff Brandman, who is the president of Aismalibar Technologies.
Aismalibar on its own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so hi Jeff, nice to see you here.
Nice to see you too.
Can you start by telling us a bit about what the company does, please?
Sure. Aismalibar's been around since the mid-'60s, and we are a laminate manufacturer. Typically, we started off in the FR1, FR2, FR4 type materials.
Right.
For a long time, we were one of the biggest players in the world for Chem 1 and Chem 3 materials, very heavily involved in the automotive industry.
Okay.
And in the mid-'90s, we became the first laminate manufacturer in Europe to make insulated metal substrates.
Brilliant. Okay, so the big question, what is ultra thin?
Ultra thin, that's a great question. It's one of our newest products. And Berquist is a company that's really popular in the US and has also been around for a long time. And there's a lot of specification out there for a Berquist HPL product. And ultra thin is a direct equivalent to this product, which is something that a lot of fabricators are very, very interested in, because the lead time sometimes for these type of materials, because they're so special, or long, and having a second source for them, or an alternative source, or hopefully a first source, is something that we think everyone's going to be very excited about.
Brilliant, okay. And what about Flextherm?
Flextherm is another one of our new products, and Flextherm is also an insulated metal substrate, but one of the cool, very interesting, unique functions of this material is that it's bendable. So it's a metal core PCB, okay?
Right. And
what we can actually do with it is bend it into shape.
Okay.
So in scenarios where people were building 4 or 5 FR4 circuit boards
Yep.
that were not flexible, they would have to wire them together.
Okay.
Now they could start thinking about, bending around corners, 3-dimensional LED designs, things like that. And this material can be bent either on the copper side or the aluminum side,
okay,
with a 60-degree angle on the inside.
Fantastic.
So it's actually very, very bendable.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so what are the main uses of it? In which areas?
I'd say right now it's mostly involved in the LED industry,
okay,
but we're starting to see a lot of action in medical, some military applications.
Automotive? Or?
Automotive, definitely
Yep.
automotive, especially in the headlights and the rear lights.
Yep.
There's, I'd say the lighting for automotive is moving significantly in the LED direction,
Yep.
and these type of bendable materials can fit into all those tight little spots too.
Fantastic, okay. So you've got a new product, the diamond coated router.
Definitely.
Yep.
This is something that a lot of fabricators typically shy away from, these metal core type materials compared to FR4, because the routing and drilling of aluminum is a huge, huge pain.
Right.
And as a result, we teamed up with a company in Germany called HP Tech and developed a diamond coated router.
Yep.
And what this router is capable of doing is routing at the same speeds as FR4. So typically, people were routing, at a in-feed rate of maybe 10, 12, 16 inches. We're able to increase their productivity with this tool by 200 to 400%.
Wow, brilliant. Okay. So test methods, how do the Western test methods differ to the Asian?
That's a really good question that comes up all the time with OEMs that we're speaking to. But in IPC, who governs the standards for the printed circuit boards, FR4 and some of the insulated metal substrates
Yep.
have a lot of different test methods. Because
Okay.
FR4 has been around for so long, IPC has significant standards on how the numbers are displayed on the data sheet. So when you think about the range of FR4, when you're getting material from Isola or Panasonic on one side, and maybe some of the lower quality Asian laminates,
Yep.
the difference is not so significant, because
Okay.
these standards are there to protect everybody.
Right.
But for insulated metal substrates, these standards are actually being developed right now.
Okay.
And as a result, thermal conductivity is displayed typically from us and other Western manufacturers at a ASTM method. Okay?
Yeah.
The Asian laminate manufacturers are using a different test method, and is sometimes at our method overstating the thermal conductivity by 2 or 3 times. So I've seen materials out there that are claiming that they're 12 watts per meter Kelvin,
Right.
but when we test it in our lab at our test method, it comes in at a much, much lower number.
Okay, brilliant. Well, it all sounds very exciting. So how's the show been for you generally so far?
It's been awesome. It's been an exciting year, lots of networking, new technologies, and I'd say my highlight is this interview with you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so you do feel that the industry's got a lot of positivity going at the moment?
I'd say that I've heard from several different people that the first quarter of this year is moving in the right direction.
Okay.
So maybe at the end of this month, we'll have 3 solid months in a row, and not enough to say a trend, but I think people are being cautiously optimistic that business in the US market's moving in the right direction.
Excellent. Okay, well thanks a lot, Jeff, for talking to us. And,
Thank you for having me.
Hope you have a really successful show.